If you have a goal to buy a home this year in Denver, it's essential to understand different strategies that can help your offer stand out. Lately in this market, it's not uncommon to see multiple offers on one home, and the terms you include in your contract can be more important than the price. I want to share with you some offer terms that you may want to consider when writing an offer in today's market. In real estate, everything is negotiable. Number 1, you want to hire the best possible representation. Who you work with matters, so don't settle when hiring your agent. Having not only the right agent on your side, but also a well-known local lender can make a significant difference in the process. The average person knows 8 realtors, and you may feel obligated to use your cousin who just got their license and sells real estate part-time. But my advice is to never choose your realtor because you feel obligated to use them due to how do you know them. Instead, choose the absolute best person who has the experience working in this market. Number 2, you have to know what is important to the seller. Make sure your agent is doing the proper due diligence to learn what terms the seller is looking for. Almost every seller has some type of need besides the price. This could be specific to closing date, a leaseback, or many other things. This also includes avoiding asking for personal property. If the listing, for example, doesn't include the washer dryer, you may want to avoid asking the seller for those to convey. Number 3 is the list price. The list price in today's real estate market doesn't mean much. The list price could be low, high, or just right. Your agent needs to know how to run a detailed analysis to determine the true market value of the property. This will help you have a baseline to work off of when determining the offer price. Number 4 is being prepared and organized. This makes a huge difference in this market. This means you have to be ready to go. Good homes won't even make it through the weekend, so you'll want to be prepared to move fast. It's never too early to start the loan pre-qual process because you have to have your pre-qualification or proof of funds ready to go before writing an offer. There is a lot of paperwork and legal documents involved in the real estate transaction. This is also why it's important to have an experienced team drafting your offer to ensure it's clean and correct when presented to the seller. Number 5, homes are selling fast. In this market, you may have wondered, should I come in with a low offer so the sellers can counteroffer? While this is rarely a good strategy, unless the home has been sitting on the market or we have data to support that the home is overpriced, this is not the market to send in a lowball offer and hope for the seller to counter you. The best offer usually wins. Sellers don't want to waste their time countering low offers, and you may risk offending the seller. Number 6, there is one thing I know about sellers in today's market, and that is they do not want to make any repairs to their home, especially the small things like fixing a loose door handle. If you are selling a home in this market, you probably don't want to have to make any repairs because it's common for buyers to write as-is offers. That means they're agreeing to take the property as is up front, basically telling the seller that they will still have a home inspection to ensure there are not any deal-breaking items, but they won't be asking for repairs or many repairs. So if you want a strong offer, consider saying that you will limit your repairs under a certain dollar amount. This still means you get your inspection. Number 7, and I say this with extreme prejudice and you having a well-versed agent, consider having an appraisal gap. At some points in our market, there was so much demand and not enough supply, prices were going up fast. Some winning bids were offering some type of appraisal gap, so it's important to understand how this can help your offer stand out, especially if you are up against a cash offer. You still get to have your inspection. This is just to say we're not going to deal with the little things. Number 8. Have you ever heard of an escalation clause? Let's say you find your dream home and they have it listed for $500,000 and you offer $510,000. But you don't want to lose the home if another buyer comes in higher, for example, at $520,000. So you can add in a term to your offer that says in the event that any higher offer comes in, you would be willing to beat the offer by X dollar amount, not to exceed X amount. It is important to come in with your best foot forward, but this escalation clause can help. It isn't recommended in every case, but it can be an incredible tool for your ideal home in a multiple offer situation. Number 9. When you are writing an offer to purchase a home, the closing date makes a difference. This is why it's important to find out from the seller their desired closing time frame. If it is a vacant home, the buyer who can close the fastest can have a better shot. Some lenders can close in as quickly as 15 days, and if the seller still lives in the home, they may want a longer closing date. So don't just make up your own closing date. Ask the seller what they prefer. Number 10. Leasebacks and post-closing occupancy are extremely common in this market. In fact, it still seems like every seller that's still living in their home wants some type of post-closing occupancy. This means you would close on their home and agree to allow the seller to still live in the property for a few days or a few weeks, sometimes even up to a month or two. You can choose to ask the seller to pay rent or offer the seller a free leaseback at no additional cost to them. I hope these tips have helped enlighten you on the options that you have at your disposal when purchasing a home. Remember, not all of these are ideal or necessary. It depends on the market and timing, so ask your experienced agent for their recommendation. If you're looking for a realtor in the Denver area, our team would love to help. Like and subscribe to keep up with all things in the housing market in Colorado. And if you want to learn more and receive a personalized consultation, just reach out to us at the links below and get a free buyer's and seller's guide. This is Nick Rizzi, placing happy people into happy homes, your Denver Realtor.